How can you avoid appraisal issues? Hey, thanks for tuning back in. My name is Robert Mack, and today I want to talk about homeowners selling their properties for ridiculous prices. Before I start, let me talk a little bit about value. A lot of our clients ask us this. Robert, if we submit an offer and the appraisal doesn't come in at the value that we submitted, what are our options? So we'll talk about that a little bit. What I want to help everyone understand here is that value is a very relative term. In my world, a home is worth whatever a buyer is willing to pay for it. Now, if you're getting a loan, you have to have an appraisal. And the appraisal is not designed to protect the consumer. It's designed to protect the lender. And the reason why they have an appraisal is because if the lender is going to let you borrow money, they want to make sure that if for one reason or another, if you can't pay back the loan and they have to foreclose, which no lender wants to do, that if they were to sell this property, they would be able to recover their funds. So appraisers, when you're buying a property, will do their best to justify the price that you're paying for a home. However, there's a bit of a disconnect. Appraisers justify the value of a property based on past sales. Many times these past sales were 1 month, 2 months, 6 months old, and the market is changing very rapidly. As a real estate agent, when I'm working with a seller, my job is to justify the highest possible price based on future values. What will a home buyer pay for this property? What do we have to do to get them to see the value? So a lot of times we'll sell a property for a home that even an appraiser can't justify. And this is something that's very common in a market that we're dealing with right now, where inventory is very low, demand is very high, and homes are selling for record prices. Homes are selling for prices that have never been sold before, so it's very hard for a conservative lender to justify this. So, as a seller, what can you do to avoid any future appraisal issues? Well, it's very simple. When I'm working with my clients, I'm representing the seller. If we have an offer at a price that we don't think we can justify by an appraisal, we're going to do our due diligence and make sure that the buyer has enough funds in their account to cover a gap. Because at the end of the day, again, a home is worth whatever a buyer is willing to pay for it. If a buyer wants to pay more than what an appraiser thinks the home is worth, then that's on them. So what we do is we will remove the appraisal contingency, which basically states if the value of the home appraises for less than what you agreed to pay us, then you'll pay the difference with cash, which means you will increase your down payment to cover that gap because the lender will only lend you X percent of the appraised value for your loan. Now, there's a lot more that goes into this, but at the Robert Mack Group, what we have done is we've spent the last 7 years dissecting the entire selling experience. We've identified all the pain points, and we do everything we can to get in front of it to reduce any friction during the transaction. We have identified appraisal issues as a huge friction point when you're selling a property. So if you're not working with an agent who understands this, you want to make sure that you do, because the last thing you want is for the buyer to renegotiate the price of the property because their appraisal came in lower. One more thing to add, appraisers are human beings. If you were to hire 3 or 4 different appraisers, it wouldn't be that crazy of an idea for all 4 of them to come back with a different valuation because everybody has a different thought process. So that's the message today. If you're thinking about selling a property and you want a smooth, easy flowing transaction, give me a call. I'd love to be of assistance to you. If you're interested in the value of your home and you're curious to know what it would sell for in today's market, let me know. That's something that we do for all of our clients on a daily basis. If you found this video on social media, give me some social media love. If you know somebody that might benefit from watching this video, shoot it over to them. And if you have any video ideas you ever want me to talk about in the future, send those my way as well. Until then, happy selling.